Per Schutz, the inventor of the freedom tools, made a point often, which is a good point, that freedom is really a quality, not a quantity. It's not how much of it you've got, it's what you either have it or you don't. There are people going around, though, who seem to think it's a quantity. You know, it's rationed, there's only so much good living and only so much life out there. I want my share, and you're not taking any of mine, give me. And the more this person can get, the more safe and secure they feel. It's all very stupid because, first of all, you can't tell the future. There's nothing. Security means nothing. And to have a fixed set of circumstances on the pretext that you are secure or there's security is really rather silly. My wife and I were watching the story of the Romanovs, the last of the Russian Tsars, the other night, and they had unlimited wealth, unlimited power, hundreds of millions of followers, and it all disappeared just like that when the Bolsheviks took over. They didn't even have a right to their own life anymore. Somebody could just take that away. So security is an illusion, really. The way you've got to solve the problem or the issue of anxieties or being concerned about your future is really to master that, to go with the flow, as the Zen Buddhists used to say, to be able to have the freedom to adapt to whatever's going on in life around you. Acceptance is a big part of this, you know. If you can accept what's going on, or if you can accept anything that comes your way, you would never feel threatened or insecure, anxious or scaredy. And so really acceptance is the key to a good life, a happy, balanced life, and not security. Security, as I said, can disappear like that. You can have all the money in the world, but then some fool in the government of your country declares war, and the next thing is half your family are dead and there's no money left. That's what happens to the Germans in World War II and World War I. Of course, most of the world found themselves in those very unhappy circumstances. So my tip to you is to forget security. By all means, value freedom, but freedom means being able to take whatever comes. Often it's been said, I think, that it's not freedom from things, but freedom to do things. And really the ultimate freedom is to be yourself and to be able to experience anything. So learn and practice acceptance. It's not particularly part of the Pips and Pipping tools, but it is part of life in general tools. So really you can't separate the two. The reverse of acceptance, of course, is resistance. Now, if you resist something, then you're going to be fighting it. And all the time you're going to be wasting your energies opposing something that's out there anyway. A good metaphor, this is to think of a tug of war, you know, a rope, and you're pulling one way and the others are pulling the other way. You're pulling against each other. That's kind of like resistance. Well, we all know what happens if one team just stops resisting and lets go of the rope. The other team will fall flat on its back, and that can't do anything either. So it's a terrific metaphor. Just stop pulling and tugging and pushing. Just let it go, and all the opposition, things that you're resisting, will just collapse in a tumbled heap. So just an extra little tip before we move on to the important part of this sequence, which is how do we do it, or at least an outline of how we do it. So once again, to finish, Per Schutz's little motto was freedom is a quality, not a quantity. It's not how much, it's what you got. All right, food for thought. Thank you.